Okay, so hello and welcome to all the Stargaters around the world. This is our Solstice Stargate live stream, and we're here with Linda Kubota Bird. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you.
So, Linda's a longtime Stargater, and Linda, you were actually at the first Stargate evening that I went to, right?
I was at the very next thing. I
The
was
next one.
invited to that one where you met Prageet. Yeah,
Okay, I thought so, but you were good friends with the lady who hosted it at the time, Gail Yon.
exactly. Right, right.
Cute.
Yeah.
I thought so. I was like, my brain was okay.
Mhm.
So Linda's a longtime Stargater since even before I found the Stargate, she knew the Stargate, and she is a brilliant astrologer who's been featured on Astrology Hub for 2 years in the past. And she essentially, like, we've done a few of these solstice live streams, and she was saying we need to do another one now because the things that are happening in the skies in this next year are unprecedented. So, in this live stream, we're going to start off by bringing in the energy of the solstice, the energy of intention, and we're going to move into the astrology, and then we're going to do a Stargate meditation. So, for anybody who's actually new to the Stargate, it is a sacred geometrical structure that has the ability to anchor an energy field. And this energy field can be felt all over the world. You don't actually have to be with the physical structure in order to feel it. So, um, almost everybody who's on this live stream will already know what the Stargate is and be very used to feeling and pulling in these energies. So, Linda, do you want to say a few words about yourself before we get started?
Oh, okay. Um, yes, I have been studying astrology since for a long, long time. And it's one of those things that the more you know, you feel like the less you know because it's so deep. There's so much to learn. Um, but I've always been fascinated how the Stargate has always been in alignment with the astrology. From the very first workshop I went to, I thought, oh, they're doing this because of this, but they're not consciously using astrology, but astrology is still guiding them because they do things at the exact right time. So I was listening to the podcast the other day or the live stream the other day where Jules mentioned that this is a time of endings and beginnings, and that's exactly what's going on. So this is the theme of what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was listening to the Astrology Hub year ahead thing. That's why I was saying endings and beginnings because it's written in the stars. And for me, I've learned to like I didn't necessarily think that much about astrology, but I have this app that tells you like weekly forecasts and it's so wildly accurate that I'm like, okay, this is a cosmic mirror.
Hmm.
There's definitely something to this. And so I'm really excited to explore the astrology of 2025 with you, Linda. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought I might, because some
Mhm,
people are not familiar with astrology, I
mhm.
thought I might just say a little bit about what astrology is.
Yeah, please.
But I'm just going to do it through haikus because I started doing these short little, they're Japanese poetry, and it's just 3 lines. First line is 5 syllables, second seven, last one five. Because I'm trying to capture the energy of these things. Because we could talk and talk forever
Mhm.
about what astrology actually is. So I just thought that one of the um, phrases we use with astrology is as above, so below, as within, so without. I just added this one. I just heard this one. As the universe, so the soul. And I thought it's really kind of captures what astrology is about. It's like we are being influenced by the stars and other planetary heavenly bodies. And so life is not random. Astrology has answers. It can be your guide. For those who wonder, astrology is not magic, it's energy. So planets are your guides. They are here to point the way to a conscious life. So whether you heed them is totally up to you. we all have free will. So I know a lot of people are afraid of astrology or they're afraid of knowing astrology because they're afraid somebody's going to say something bad that's going to happen. But we have free will. Yes, we are influenced by the energy, but as to how we use that energy is up to us. And that's where I really appreciate this opportunity to speak to fellow Stargaters because the more we know, the more prepared we are and the more we can move with the energy because there's so many changes coming in. It's human nature to be resistant because it's scary. Changes are scary, because we don't know what's coming. But it's like we have to learn to kind of trust and move into the stream, into the flow of life. And when we know what planet's telling us what to do, it's a lot easier because you can kind of watch for signs in that department, you might say, or what that part of life you're being guided. Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's like when you have a warning that somebody's standing behind the door with a bucket of ice water, then you can duck.
exactly,
Or at least be
exactly.
prepared for some cryotherapy.
Right, right, right. Yeah, it's just astrology is kind of like giving you a weather report of
Mhm.
kind of what to expect. I can't tell you if it's going to be, you know, exactly what's going to be, but I can tell you the energies that are influencing us. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So we're here on the solstice, December 21st, 2024.
Mhm.
Um, this is for us in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice. So what I've heard is that it's a really powerful time to plant seeds, plant your intentions for the coming year. Um, the symbolism being that the light is going to be growing for the next 6 months. And for those who are in the southern hemisphere, it's the reverse. It's your longest day, but it's still a powerful time to reflect and to put your intentions. So, Linda, is there anything in particular special about about the solstice, the winter solstice for us?
Yes, actually, this solstice, like all the different things that have happened, the full and new moons this whole year, have been extremely powerful. There's just been a lot going on. Um, but instead of going through all the details of what's going on the solstice, I just want to bring up the main one that the sun it's called a T-square between the nodes of the moon. The nodes of the moon are kind of our track through life. The south node, if in evolutionary astrology, the south node indicates the energies we come in with. It's like our old patterns. And the north node is the our trajectory or the goal, what we're trying to accomplish in this lifetime. And so what we have right now is the sun at they're forming a 90-degree angle to the sun. And what that means is that it's a choice point. It's a turning point. It's letting go. In order to move forward, we have to let go of the past. And so that theme is getting carried out through the rest of what I'm going to share today. But it's kind of like today is like a powerful day to really focus on what you don't want to carry into 2025.
Mm.
What can we let go of? And what do we want to create in 2025? How do we want to flow with the energies? Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're here with a bunch of energy sensitives and people who have been learning how to connect with the quantum field. So, Stargaters, you're ready. Like, let's connect first of all and build up an energy field. And so, even as I say that, I can feel it starting to happen. So, just take a moment, drop whatever you're doing, and focus. And just intend to connect around the world with the hundreds and hundreds of people who are hearing these words, whether it's live with us or on the recording. Just intend to connect and feel. And you can imagine all of these vortexes of light as the conscious connection is happening with meditators, stargaters, people around the world. And just feel the energy. And let's just intend to connect also with the sky, with the stars. So just intending to connect with the energy of the solstice, this snapshot, this moment in time. The solstices have long been regarded as powerful times, and ancient cultures knew this. So just feel the pulse, the energy, this moment. And as we stay in this connected space, I invite us just to take a moment and think about, first of all, what are you ready to let go of? As Linda has said, this is a powerful time just to consciously recognize, what are we ready to outgrow? What are we ready to leave in the past? And we're just planting seeds right now, but our intentions are powerful. And so now turning our focus to, what are we ready to create? What are we calling in? What are you intending to draw into your life in 2025? Okay, beautiful. And now just again inviting everyone to connect consciously. So just intend to connect all over the world and just invite these intentions from all of us to be energized. So just the intention, just feel the field is building. And so just another wave, another blast, intend to connect. And just inviting the energy of the moment, the energy of the solstice to energize all of these intentions. Okay, beautiful. And we can stay connected to this field as we explore the astrology. So, Linda, take it away.
Okay. Um, when I was looking at the year ahead, it was like I was trying to think, how can we phrase it? And or what's the title for the year ahead or the theme for the year ahead? And one is a new era begins. We are moving in a time that historically we have no frame of reference for. And so, and I'll explain this in just a little bit. But it's kind of a preview because what's happening is the planets, the outer planets, being Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, are changing signs. Um, and what that means is that um, the energy is going to shift. When one of these planets change signs, the energy shifts. For instance, Pluto moved out of Capricorn. Capricorn, well, Pluto being the planet of transformation, and I consider it our soul's guide. And so Pluto, when it changed into Aquarius on November 19th, a lot of you as sensitives, I'm sure, felt the difference because we moved out of the Capricornian era and Pluto stays in the sign for 20 years. So it's not a little blip. Um, Capricorn is about structure, tradition, um, keeping things organized in a sense, or that this is the way we've always done it, is kind of the theme of what we were going through before. And what we're noticing this, all the things that we dependent on the government and education and health care and all these things that this has been our way of life for at least 20 years and longer, are being challenged now. And so what's happening is when Pluto moved into Aquarius, this whole another opportunity, I'll call it, or another change in the frequency allowed other things to come in. So when we're looking at what our intentions are for 2025, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of us chose freedom, authenticity, equality, things like that, because that's more Aquarian. It's more of what we're aiming toward. It's more egalitarian, that kind of energy. So that alone is a big difference, makes a big difference, just Pluto changing signs. But at the same time, Neptune is changing signs. And Neptune is the planet of, it can be chaos, confusion, illusion on the lower frequency, but it also can be a direct connection to source. I look at it as when I see somebody who's got a direct connection with the sun or something, it's like they have a direct dial to spirit. Like it's the combination or the partnership is strong. Well, we've all had this opportunity with Neptune and Aquarius, I mean, in Pisces for oh, quite a while now, because sorry, Neptune takes 164 years to go around. And so these again are not things that happen every other year or something like that. So with this Neptune connection, I think we've seen a growth in spirituality. I know that Stargate has been growing very, very quickly with people all over the world, literally all over the world. Um, and and astrology is growing in popularity, especially with younger people. There seems to be a natural affinity toward, you know, looking at the stars because astrology has been around for pre-Babylonian times. It's been around for a long, long time. And so I think a lot of the young people are coming in some ways, remembering. Um, so it's with Neptune in Aquarius in Pisces. Whenever you talk about Neptune, my brain goes, because Neptune rules Pisces, and I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. So it's kind of it it's the unseen realm. It's the connection to the all, connection to the oneness kind of thing. And so it's been a time of strengthening, I think, our connection, not only to the unseen realm, but to one another energetically, because we're moving into the oneness, the recognition that we're all connected, that we're all part of something much greater. So Neptune is changing into Aries. So Neptune is the last, or Pisces is the last of the zodiac. It starts with Aries and then it goes all the way around to Pisces. So Aries is the beginning, Pisces is the end. Pisces is people with who are Pisces or have a lot of Pisces in their chart. They have like a foot in both worlds in a sense. It's like they're not necessarily all the time totally grounded, which I'm kind of demonstrating right now for you. It's like you're not totally um, in the body in a way. It's like you're partly in the spiritual realm or connected. So as we move through this time, and we end this time in Pisces and we move into Aries, it's like we are letting go or we're ending, a lot of things are ending as we begin a whole new cycle. So that's really exciting because when we repeat something, we're not repeating like a record. It's like a spiral, we're moving up. It's like we're getting upgraded. So that's going on. And then Uranus is the planet of change, revolution, awakening. And so Uranus has been in Taurus, which is grounded in the body, everyday activities, an appreciation for the earth and for being in the physical. It's moving into Gemini. And Gemini is about thinking, it's about curiosity, it's about um, uh, possibilities of new things. It's exciting. It's about learning new things and that type of thing. Now, Uranus takes 84 years to go around. So for all of these planets to be changing signs simultaneously, if you go back in history, you don't really find where this has ever happened before. Because in astrology, we look at the past and say the last time Uranus went into Gemini, this was going on. And so you kind of do your prediction as this is possibilities of what could happen again, because we say it doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. But now we have this time where we have no reference for, because I heard somebody say went back down, back looking 10,000 years, and they didn't see in 10,000 years where these all aligned at the same time.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is why we're saying it's a new era,
Hmm.
something we've never seen before. And I think it's like are we bringing in the 5D? Are we bringing in the new human, the new earth? Because we've been talking about these things for a long time. But I think we're going to get a taste of that in 2025. So that's why I'm saying it's so exciting. So the other things that I had written down is a profound shift. It's not like it's just a little easing into something different. It's profound. And the year of the unexpected, joyful liberation, and it is a turning point. So because these planets are going to move into these new signs for a brief period, well, they'll come in and I'll tell you the exact dates, but in the spring, say, and then they're going to go back because they're retrograding after that.
Hmm.
They'll retrograde back into the old signs for a little while, and then next year they'll pop into the new signs for a long time. So it's like we get a dress rehearsal, you might
Okay.
say,
Yeah. So it's Uranus, Neptune,
in Pluto.
and Pluto. Pluto,
Yeah,
who just went into Aquarius to stay there for the next like
20 years.
19,
Yeah,
20
19,
years.
20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So um it's I think it's exciting, but for a lot of people it's scary
Hmm.
because we don't know exactly what's coming. And so where it's important and where I felt it was important to talk with you today is because it's up to us, because we're creating with our thoughts. So if we contribute to the fear that is in the world, I I think I can safely say that um we're not helping. Is that if we're informed that this is something better, possibility of better is coming,
Hmm.
then we could hold the frequency higher and we can
Hmm.
contribute to the way it turns out, the higher octave of how this can turn out. And so, yeah,
Absolutely. And this is the work that we're here to do. Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
Alcazar has said that like many people who are drawn to spirituality, to the Stargate work, are part of what he calls a planetary transformation team or a planetary transition team. And essentially, it's like our souls specialize in going into a planetary system such as the Earth and humanity, diving deep into unconsciousness, and then when the time comes for the awakening of that planet to happen, it's like we hear the call first.
Mm. Mhm.
And so it's like we've done this many times before, the descent into unconsciousness and then the reascension.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is the time that we're here for, and it can be really rattling um, to go through these periods of change and into the unknown, really. Like,
Yeah. I mean, they say that we came in, I mean, we chose to come here now. In fact, some people say we won the lottery to be here now. And this is the time we came for.
mhm.
It's, it's showtime.
Yeah, it is showtime. One of the things I heard one of the astrologers at the Astrology Hub year ahead forecast say is that like something that I've been intuitively feeling for a long time, and that's that we have this. So if humanity is on a trajectory through space and time, we have this ability to really shape and impact that pathway that humanity is going to, like now and for the next few years.
Mhm.
And that it's sort of like now is the time that we can like really like influence humanity's path into the future, and it'll become a little bit more fixed later.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what we've been doing with the Stargate is we've been doing a lot of inner work,
Hmm.
a lot of inner child work and so forth, because with put on Capricorn, a lot of it was shadow, doing the
Hmm.
shadow stuff. And it's like letting go of because we're all energy, right? And so it's like letting go of the lower frequencies, shame, blame, guilt, those kinds of things, and kind of reframing our past to see where it's led us to this time. And it's led us to who we are as individuals, because I always think of us as individual notes in a symphony. We're taught in school to be like everybody else, or that was
Hmm.
our goal in a sense, just kind of be like everybody and not stand out. And now we're being asked to be who we came to be. This is the
Mm.
authenticity is being called out because we each bring a particular frequency to the symphony, a particular note to the symphony. And if we're playing sharp or flat, trying to be like somebody else, then we're not only rob ourselves, but we rob the world of who we came to, the part we play came to
Right.
play.
That
Yeah,
like beauty of our essence that only we hold.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, just going back to the T-square, Sun T-square, the nodes, by the way, well, I'm not going to go into the nodes. Just if you're curious, just look it up because it's a little technical. But anyway, we are at the turning point. Let go of the past. It's like whenever you have a T-square with the nodes, it's you have to let go. And
Mm.
so changes in the air like we've never seen before. Um, and yeah, yeah. So it's with astrology, it's interesting because when I'm working with a client, the same theme is repeated in different parts of the chart. And so this is the same going on now. It's like there's a lot of things showing that this is going on. Like there's a outer dwarf planet that's been relatively recently discovered called Sedna. And so when Sedna takes 11,400 years to go around. It takes a long, or 700, it depends on who you talk to, but a long time. And it's an elliptical orbit. And so it's coming closer to the Earth right now. And so Sedna just changed signs in April. So for Sedna to change signs, this is like a major big deal, when you're talking about that kind of orbit. So Sedna changed into Gemini. And so when we have these different things going on, um, it's like, yeah, that's another um, point that we are in change. The other thing that's going on, I think that we're experiencing right now, it's like we've been dealing with 29 degrees in a planet. The signs are 30 degrees. When something's at 29 degrees, it's the very end of the degree. And so it can be extra strong. It's called an anaretic degree. So I just put 29 degrees, the last degree of a sign. Life may feel extreme.
Mm.
So because Neptune and Uranus they're in the 28, 27, 29 degree range, then we're feeling like this. It's like you have to really get what that sign is about before it switches. It kind of reminds me, I was not a really good student. I remember at the University of Washington where I went to school, walking up the stairs to a final and thinking, oh my gosh, because didn't study all along. I was a crammer. And so
Oh yeah,
this reminds me of that feeling of like, oh my God, we only have one more degree before we can, we have to move on to the next thing. So it's like,
yeah.
feeling of cramming, like I'm trying to release this energy.
I mean, Pluto definitely did that in Capricorn
Mhm.
for me in my life, in the particular place in my chart that it was. So, okay, so
Yeah,
we have like Pluto's just moved into, it's probably in like the first degree of Aquarius
yeah,
now,
it's
right?
yeah.
And then, so it feels fresh and new.
Mhm.
And you're saying, so Neptune, Uranus are both in like the 29th degree. Did
They're
you
in the
mention
last degrees,
Saturn?
yeah. Yeah, or
Saturn as
Uranus not
well?
quite, but Uranus is moving there. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, so we're having like finals time of
Okay.
that. Yeah. So that's why there's this like anxiety or anxiousness.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh my gosh, I have to, there's pressure, but we don't know maybe necessarily exactly why.
Hmm.
But that's because we're in this 29th degree period that we've just recovered from Pluto, and now we're moving into this these others. And so, and then 0 degrees. This is again moving into the endings and beginnings. 0 degrees referred to as a world point. So 0 degrees Aries is a world point. 0 degrees of what they call the cardinal signs. So it's
Hmm.
0 degrees of Aries, Cancer, um, Capricorn, and um, okay, I'm forgetting.
This is something that we talked about before we went live is like it
Yeah.
feels like so much harder to think right now.
Oh yeah, it's like fog, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Libra is the one. Yeah. So those are called cardinal signs. They begin their initiatory energies. They start things.
Okay.
Yeah, so anything, but 0 Aries is the beginning. And
Because
my sun sign is at 0 Aries.
oh,
So
whoa,
that's
cool.
why this whole year is like, oh my goodness, this is like brand new stuff starting
Mhm.
in a lot of different parts of your chart. It's like your how this affects you personally depends on what house it falls in and all those kinds of things. So I won't go into all that detail. Anyway, so we are having these big changes that are
Mhm.
happening on world points. So yeah. So we are completing with intention. So again, it's like let go, think of the things you want to let go of because the planets will win. And I have a belief and an experience actually that the planets love us.
Mhm.
They're conscious. They are like everything. There's energy in everything. But the planets do love us and they're coming along, nudging us to change as best we can. If we move with it, it can be very graceful and easy as best as we can let go. But if you don't let go, if you just keep holding on, then it can get kind of hard and life can get more challenging. So it's like willingly let go of things that are no longer serving you. You know,
Yeah.
we're evolving. It's a giant leap in evolution, you might say.
Uh-huh. That feels right. Yeah. So we're getting ready for this leap. And you said that Sedna is also changing signs?
Didn't I change signs in April?
Oh, okay. So last
Yeah,
year. But she
yeah,
moves really, really, really slowly, so it's still a big deal.
really, yeah, really,
And
really.
yeah, what is Sedna about?
I think Sedna is the soul's guide from lifetime to lifetime. I think Pluto in your chart is your soul's guide through this lifetime.
Hmm.
So when Pluto comes along and he's talking to somebody, you know, one of your other planets, pay attention because Pluto's going to win. The outer planets, oddly enough, are stronger because they're generational because they take
Hmm.
so long to move. They really have time to kind of, sit on your planets and get them to evolve. So yeah. So anyway, so Sedna's outside. I took a class from a dwarf planet. He runs Dwarf Planet University, and I said, "Can I call Sedna Pluto's big sister?" Because it's like it's these planets want the best for us.
Hmm.
And so if we're not moving along, if we're afraid or our ego is in the way, then it just kind of has to force you to change. And then once you change, then you think, oh, thank goodness that happened. I mean, we hear of people who've gone through major life transitions. They lose their house, they lose their job, they lose their partner. Horrible. It seems horrible, you know, but that when later you look back and you think, oh, thank goodness, you know, that sometimes the universe has to get hard with us. But
Hmm.
if you understand what's going on, then you can go, okay, I'm willingly letting go of things that no longer serve me. And that's the stage we're in, you know. Yeah. Pluto's kind of done its thing with us, although we still feel it, but we're this is giving us the hope or the sense of something new coming that's
Hmm.
even better. The freedom to be who we are. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's interesting, it's freedom to be individuals, but then in that process, then it draws you into the collection. So it's about community and collaboration and all those kinds of things too. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I
So,
love Aquarius as a star sign. My
mm,
brother Andrew's an Aquarian, and to me, it's like there's this vision and this humanitarianism, and at the same time, this like total like understanding of the individual rights, individual like creativity.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, Pluto being in Aquarius feels very hopeful to me. And also, I hear about technology, right? And so it makes a lot of sense
Right.
with yeah.
AI and all these kinds of things.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there's fear around AI.
Yeah.
We become Borgs, what's going on. And you combine that with Neptune currently,
Hmm.
then there's sensationalism. These like somebody just said that, then the news it was if it bleeds, it sells or something like that. It's like it's,
Jeez.
and things that are lies. I mean, both-faced lies are being said, and so this is another thing that's really, really important is to learn to start listening to your inner self, your higher self, your deeper knowing, because sometimes you hear something, you just think that's not true. I mean, it's just your body says that's just not true. And
Hmm.
that's another thing we're learning because we were taught to use our heads to think, what were you thinking? And now we're really being taught to go inside, and this is another Neptune and Pisces thing. Learn to go inside and trust your intuition, trust your deeper knowing, and use that as your frame of reference as opposed to externally being told. So this is another big shift. It's moving from the external and what's going on outside of us and being more in control of our inner knowing, our being guided from the inside and not from the external.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And it is exciting. But we have to be aware of AI, and yeah, being
Yeah.
being told things that aren't true.
Yeah, and to me it's just I'm holding the vision that it can be used for good, for
Hmm.
some really amazing applications and
Right.
I definitely see the potential of that. I've also had this like dream when I was like 15 of like essentially being a fugitive on the run and for some reason and not being able to buy like a bottle of water or a train ticket because my bank account's linked to my retina and as soon as I like make it that transaction like the state knows exactly where I am or like whoever the authorities and so it was like I like forgot about that dream until about like 4 or 5 years ago. It like came back to me so hard because I was like, oh no, like this feels like where we could be headed. So it's an interesting time to be alive because like if that is one of the potentials for where the earth humanity could go, then it's like it really is like this is the time when we get to steer that ship or like tune that dial to like the reality that these technologies are used to create abundance for all.
Exactly.
And that's the oneness, and that's the principle that will like truly set the creativity of humanity free.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why these kinds of things where we get together and we can talk about this is important. Yeah. And
Hmm.
it's interesting, you said train. In dream interpretation, a train, getting on a train is like getting into where you were trained, you know. It's we're trying to get off the train in a
Huh.
sense. Yeah, I used to do workshops with this other group, and it's kind of like untraining because
Huh.
we're conditioned to be a certain way, to fall in line, you know.
Interesting.
Now we're being trained, or if we're being free to be unique. Yeah, Aquarians celebrate uniqueness, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, in the dream, I needed to get on that train to get out of this country. So,
oh,
but it's interesting because it's like
that
a
is
train that takes
interesting.
you where where you can be more free.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, because we were all trained. We all had to be on the train to survive, you know,
Yeah.
to fit in with society. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was just looking at these. Okay, so Sedna, the haiku I wrote for that was Sedna trines Pluto. Oh, yeah, this is another thing. It's talking to Pluto. Trining is they're talking on the same plane, or they agree with each other. So Sedna trines Pluto. Evolution of your soul, surrender to the flow. So it's like watch for signs, serendipity, coincidence. These kinds of things, I think, is the signs from the universe saying, go here. Or through a dream. Thank you for bringing up dreams because dreams are very powerful right now with Neptune and Pisces. Yeah, yeah. So, um, and then Pluto, um, let's see. Pluto will stay in Aquarius until January 44, 2044. So it's a long time. And it's called the higher will and power, Pluto. So I'm going to digress just a second here because Pluto and Mars have been in opposition or we're in the energy of the Pluto-Mars opposition. Mars is our will, our personal will, and our desires. And Pluto is in some ways our higher will or our higher knowing. And so when they're opposite each other, it's just like having two friends that are arguing with each other, and it's kind of like child and the dad. The child says, I want it now. And the dad's like, no, you have to eat your vegetables first, or something like that. It's like this opposition. So that this is another area where we're feeling some tension in the air. And they were opposite each other on November 3rd, the day before, well, very close to the election. And then they'll be opposite each other exactly on January 3rd, and then again on April 27th. So, so we're in this tension between my will versus thy will, I guess you could say, in a sense. Yeah. So just awareness of, oh, that's why I'm feeling this kind of anxiety. Yeah. So, so then we move into the Pluto. My haiku for that is interconnected. Pluto and Aquarius, deep transformation, because Pluto is the planet of transformation. So, yeah. And then Neptune moves into Aries on March 30th of 25, and then it'll move into Aries. It'll go back into Pisces um, from October 22nd to January 26th. So like I said, we get a taste of it, we get to try it out, and then we're going to go back into the Pisces. It's like I think that during the Pisces time we strengthen our connection to spirit, our our It's like neural pathways. You get a new neural pathway. The more you use it, the stronger that neural pathway becomes. This is kind of how I think that this time with Neptune and Pisces has been. It's like getting stronger connection to spirit or our higher self or whatever you want to call the universe. And then on January 26, 2026, it'll go in for a long time. Yeah. So Neptune, what I wrote for Neptune is they call Neptune the higher heart. And so Neptune in Aries, be aware of the sacred, trust intuition. Neptune is spirit, catalyzing something new. Consciousness ignites. So
I love that.
that's kind of the energy of the Neptune. And then Uranus leaves Taurus and moves into Gemini on July 7th. It'll be in Gemini until November 7th, when it'll retrograde back into Taurus. And then on April 25th, 2026, it'll move into to Gemini until um, 2032. So yeah. And the Uranus we call the higher mind. One of my favorite phrases for Uranus is the great awakener.
Hmm.
It changes things and it can change things quickly. So Uranus awakens the Gemini higher mind, abundant new thoughts. So we're just going to see a lot of new technology, new things coming in. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's interesting. That's really interesting because Uranus is like the rebel, right? Or the one who creates this like change that comes like lightning or like sudden, right?
right,
And then yeah, because of your haiku just now, it's like moving into from Taurus into Gemini. And Gemini is so much, it's an air sign and it's so much about like not just thought, but like every thought all at once, right?
right. Yeah, yeah, like that
Yeah,
movie, everything all the time, all at once. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Great movie. Yeah, so that's so aligned with what we're going through as humanity right now with the AI and with yeah, that's very interesting. Because that's sort of what AI does, right? Is it like takes everything everywhere all at once that's been put out in terms of like human thought,
Mhm.
at least like large language models, and then they like you can like direct them where you want them to go and they like deliver to you.
Right.
It feels like very metaphorical for as a humanity how we can evolve if
Absolutely.
people start to like realize like it's not just one rabbit hole of thought and belief that they can like be identified with, but that like there are all of these different rabbit holes.
Mhm.
And that helps us to connect into the oneness.
Right.
I could see that actually having like a really beautiful influence.
Absolutely. And that's what we're talking about is like when we live from the heart and we live from the frequency of love, then yes, AI can assist us
Hmm.
or that. If we are fearful and we fall for all the lies going on and because the media is trying to make us afraid, and keep us separate, it's been a lot around separation, that we're pretty polarized right now. So it's for us to do the work to let go of the shame, blame, guilt stuff, buoy up to this love frequency, and that's where we live from. That's what we emanate. Then that's how we influence the outcome of the life
Mm.
we're creating. That's the new human, to live in a loving, non-judgmental, sharing, recognition of you are me, you know. Yeah. And I think I'm I'm like I say, zero Aries. I'm an eternal optimist, but I think that's really the potential and hopefully the outcome of what these things are leading to.
Hmm.
but it's like the butterfly. We're in the goo stage of the cocoon.
Yeah.
We're just kind of forming, but now we have control or some influence in our outcome. We
Hmm.
have a sense of, oh, something better's around the corner, you might say. Yeah. So at the same time, and going to start really being more mindful over time. Saturn has also been in Pisces, which is an odd thing because Saturn is about boundaries and control and constriction and so forth. It rules Capricorn, so this is about the traditions and the rules and all those kinds of things. And it's been in Pisces, which is like there are no boundaries. It's all about the oneness. It's all about, the unseen realm and this, the intuition and those kinds of things. So with Saturn in Pisces, it's kind of been where we're starting to manifest the dream, manifest the things that have been unseen in the past. Um, and even and Uranus and Taurus and all these things have also been influencing the interest and the awareness of ETs, extraterrestrials, and UFOs. And it was funny because I don't remember exactly what happened on this day, but on that day, then there was a Congress talking about the UFOs and the information that we haven't been told and those kinds of things. And so we're moving into more of well, I think all of us who are listening to this are are aware that that there are galactic beings who are here to support us as the Earth transforms.
Hmm.
And so, but this is becoming more into mainstream, you know. And hopefully we're moving out of the be fearful of ETs, of aliens, and to recognize that they are here. And when we learn this through Stargate and the experience of the Stargate and feeling the energies of the galactic beings who are here to support us, to know that they're here to help us and not to absorb us or conquer us
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right. And the cool thing about working with the uh, ETs or extra dimensionals with Stargate is you're working with super high vibrational light beings.
Mhm.
And so what you realize is that consciousness has been evolving in this universe for a long, long time. And humanity, Alcazar actually calls us the new kids on the block.
Mhm.
So we actually have this immense focus from universal consciousness, universal support right now because we're in this like transition into our own higher consciousness.
Mhm.
And as representatives of humanity, it's our job or it's our like, is only we can call it in because of free will. Like they're not allowed to just swoop in and save the day. We have to save the day. Like we have to want it.
Right.
So it's an interesting time to be alive.
It is. Like I keep saying, it's exciting.
Yeah, essentially, we're the greatest show in the universe right now, and we have the front row seats.
Right. Like I said, we won the lottery to be here. You know,
Yeah, that's something that I've heard a seal say before. Greatest show in the universe here on Earth.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. And we're waking up. I mean, like I said, I was talking about the Kali Yuga earlier,
mhm,
where we're waking up to remembering that we're not just a little 3D victim story, that we're not just this. We're so
mhm,
much bigger than this.
mhm,
That we are galactic beings as well. We are star seeds. We come from someplace, other than this, and we've been around before, and that we chose to come here now to support the waking up of humanity and the evolution of our, planet Earth, our home, So yeah, yeah. And it's very comforting to know that we have unseen support,
mhm.
And those of us who've been doing Stargate work, we feel it. It's like you
Yeah.
don't, yeah. And so, um, yeah. So what's happening is, um, that, like I said, Saturn is moving into Aries on May 25th. So first Neptune moves into Aries and then shortly following thereafter with Saturn. So, and I think Saturn is a manifestation of the unseen in a sense. So, and then on, uh, well, in the summer, then Neptune and Saturn will come really, really close to each other within a half a degree of one another. And so what that means is like two powerful beings are talking with each other or they're partnering up. And so um, the exact conjunction will not happen until February 20th of 26, but we're again getting a strong taste of what that can
Wow.
feel like, you know. So it's like really it's manifesting the unseen or getting a stronger sense of the angelic help and all these things that we sense and we believe, but to feel it, to actually, yeah, bring it into our reality. So, um, so it's important to be in the present moment, to not, because as humans, we think of the past or we think of the future. We don't spend very much time in the present moment, but to really be present. Yeah. So, and these are powerful times. The last time Pluto met Saturn was in 2020, right before the pandemic.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this is Pluto meeting Neptune. I mean, Saturn meeting Neptune is a little different, but
Hmm.
yeah. So Saturn in Aries, manifesting from our dreams, your thoughts become things. So that's why I'm saying it's so important to be mindful of what we're thinking. Yeah. And then we could go all on and on, but I'm just going to say quickly Jupiter into Cancer. Jupiter will move into Cancer um, on July 10th. So, oh, July 10th, it leaves retrograde anyway. Um, and so it's well, I'll just put my haiku as Cancer, Jupiter, family, home, ancestors, nurturing for good.
Hmm.
So it's like this is the only water sign that we're going to have. The others are air and fire. So, yeah. So, again, big change in the frequency on the planet, big change in the energies. Yeah. Hmm. So, yeah, it's what I said earlier. What's unusual is that so many of the outer planets are ending a cycle and starting new ones. This is unprecedented. Yeah. Oh, and
Mhm.
us- I know I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop after this one. Your start on January 11th, then the nodes will switch signs. And so my haiku is nodes are changing signs. North node Aries to Pisces, from me to the all. And South node in Virgo, pay attention to details, then go with the flow. Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't get caught. Yeah. So, yeah. So the difference, I just will say that I have a Aries sun and Pisces, a lot of Pisces energy. And Aries is it's all about me. It's the baby of the zodiac. And Pisces is there is no me. And
Wow.
that's
Huh.
kind of where we are. We're moving into that's all about me. And so with the North Node in Pisces or in Aries currently until January 11th, it really is all about you or me. It's like put yourself first, which is so not how we're taught. It's horrible to feel like somebody calls you selfish. It's like the worst thing. I mean, it's like, oh, but we have to put ourselves first. We have to take care of ourselves and be who we are so that we can contribute to the greater whole.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So again, listen to your inner knowing.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Linda.
There's so much here, but I just want to cover the kind
I
of big
know.
piece. Yeah.
It always becomes like more than we can possibly cover.
Hmm.
But it's beautiful to get a little preview and understandings. If you send us your haikus, we can put them in the description underneath the YouTube video so that people can
Oh,
review them. 'Cause, they carry such a transmission of like the essence of these various things. So, yes, we're going to move into the meditation part of this live stream. We're going to take like a really quick 2 minute break or something. So I'm going to put the meditation graphic up and we'll turn our cameras off and then we'll come back and dive right into the meditation. So, yeah, have a quick break and then we'll come back and make yourself cozy for interdimensional travel to visit these planets. We'll see you soon. Okay, so we're back. Linda, you here with us?
I am.
Okay, cool. So, just going to invite everyone to relax, close your eyes if you haven't already done so, and bring your awareness inward. And we'll bring Alcazar through to begin the meditation. And so, beloved ones, we greet thee, 'tis Alcazar. And so, for those of you who are new to the Stargate work, there is nothing to do in order to experience these energies. It is just to relax and be present. Throughout this meditation, we will guide you to ask inside for the energy of various guides and beings. And in this meditation, we will be connecting with the energy of the planets. So, the first planet that we will connect to is this, your beautiful Earth, your Gaia. And so we ask each one of you now just to invite the presence of the Earth, Gaia. And so just the asking is all that is needed. We are calling for the energy of the Earth. And just feel. For many of you, you will actually sense the energy, the consciousness of your Earth connecting with you. And your Earth has a consciousness. It is the same with all of these planetary systems. There is a particular frequency, but it goes far beyond your current understanding. Each and every one of the planets in your solar system have gifts through the consciousness that they hold, that they share as they move about your solar system. And as your solar system is moving throughout your galaxy, and your galaxy is moving through your universe, there is a cosmic dance that is happening. Your energies that you are being bathed in on this, your Earth, have been moving through parts of your universe that are very supportive for higher consciousness. And on this solstice transit, on this day, there is a particular alignment with the center of your galaxy. And so, beloved ones, know it well. You are being supported on many levels. We are going to invite you now just to ask inside for an etheric stargate to come and form around you. And so just asking inside, we are calling for the presence of an etheric stargate, the consciousness of the stargate, visualizing, feeling the stargate forming around you. And now asking inside for your etheric stargate to activate, which is giving it your permission for the stargate to work with you. And so we are calling for the activation of all the stargates around the world. Very good. And a gentle energy field beginning to build. Do not be concerned if you cannot feel it yet. It will be getting stronger throughout this meditation. Very good. And so now we will raise the frequency in all the stargates. And so we are doing this now, gently vibrating the stargate energy fields faster and faster. And we are moving up now through your third dimensional frequencies into the fourth and continuing to rise the frequency, moving into your sixth dimension, into your seventh now. And here in the seventh dimension, we bring all the stargates to a gentle pause. And so your stargate is now vibrating at this seventh dimensional frequency. And we ask each one of you just to ask inside for a strong seventh dimensional energy field. And so we are calling for a strong energy field of the seventh dimension. And as you relax, your Stargate is radiating these higher frequencies to you and through you. And so your own energy field, as you are simply relaxing, is gently raising, gently harmonizing with the energies of the seventh dimension. There's nothing to do. This happens quite naturally. Very good. And so we continue now, again, vibrating all the stargates faster still. And so moving up into the eighth dimensional frequencies now, through your eighth into your ninth dimension, vibrating quite rapidly now as we are merging through your 10th into your 11th dimensional frequencies and merging into the 12th dimensional frequencies now, where once again all the stargates are coming to a gentle pause. And we ask each one of you to ask inside for a strong 12th dimensional energy field. So we are calling for a strong energy field of the 12th dimension. And again, as you simply relax, your own vibration gently harmonizes with the 12th dimensional frequencies until you too are vibrating at a 12th dimensional frequency. And here in the energy of the 12th dimension, you become far more sensitive to the energies of the various guides and beings, including your planetary bodies and the consciousness that they hold. And so we are going to invite you, first of all, just to ask inside for the presence of the angels. Well, they have been known by humanity for thousands of your years. And so just asking inside, we are calling for the presence of the angelic realm, inviting them to be with you and feel gentle shift in the energy fields as the angels are bringing their presence to you. Very good. Very good. And as the angels bring their energy presence, you can feel them because their energy is actually vibrating your energy field. And this, your energy field, vibrates every cell of your body, all the way down to the very DNA. And so as you simply relax into these energies, parts of your higher dimensional DNA, which contain the archives of who you truly are, start to awaken. They are coaxed, they are vibrated into a state where you become aware of that which has always been within you. And so as we connect with the various planets, we invite you just to recognize the frequencies, for so many of you have known astrology in your past. So many of you will have glimpses of the part of your consciousness that knows these planets intimately. And so we invite this one, Linda, to bring her energy and her words into this meditation.
The planets are all eager to be communicating with us at this time. And so we'll start with the planet, not really a planet, but we call our moon a planet. So we'll call for the energy and the wisdom of the moon to come in. The moon being our emotions, our feelings, our sense of security. And I invite each one of you to ask the moon if she has a message for you.
And so, first of all, asking inside for the energy presence of the Earth's moon to come to you. So, we are calling for the presence of the moon. And just feel this, the consciousness of your moon, and you can connect your consciousness with the moon's consciousness. And as this one Linda has invited, ask for any messages.
Beautiful. The next planet we'll acknowledge and call in is the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of curiosity, the planet of thinking.
And so, asking inside, we are calling for the presence of Mercury. And again, just feel the messenger, feeling the energy of Mercury.
And next, we'll call for the presence of the planet Venus, the planet of beauty, our values, aesthetics, love, how we give and receive love.
Beautiful. And so, asking with feeling, we are calling for the presence of the planet Venus and her energy as a divine gateway into your solar system. And just feel Venus. And there are guides who carry a very high vibration, a connection to the very heart or the essence of the love energy and the higher consciousness that it brings, that it carries. For love can only truly be expressed alongside the energy of understanding. And so, from a higher dimensional perspective, there are guides who carry a vast understanding, which enables them to carry a vastness of love. We call these beings the gatekeepers, the Venetian gatekeepers. And so we invite you to ask for their presence and just feel. We're already there bringing their energy here. And they have a message for you. They are saying that this year there will be available to humanity higher frequencies of love than you have ever experienced whilst in the body. This love is being showered upon you, but it is for you to create the openness, the meditative states, the surrender into the unknown that allows you to draw it in, to feel it. But right now, They are giving you a taste. There's so much support, beloved ones. Very good. And
Oh,
so we
yeah.
move
Oh, sorry.
very, mm, you are reading our cues beautifully.
Mhm. So next in line is our planet Mars. Mars being retrograde right now, allowing us to review and remember and reframe things from our past, things that we did perhaps willfully that didn't work for the highest good. So we call on the planet Mars.
And so we call for the presence of Mars and just feel a very different energy. Mars and Venus said to be opposites, but within the duality of the opposites, there can be a oneness achieved. So asking with feeling for Mars to come closer, we are calling for the presence of Mars. And as this planet is currently retrograding through your skies, as this one Linda has said, it is a time of review. And so can you not see that there is a review happening, as so many on this your planet are expressing concern? They are also reviewing how they have been, how things have been, the willful, the ego. And they are longing for something new. And so we are going to invite you to ask inside for the planet Mars to energize the consciousness of humanity, first just through you, with its higher nature. And so just asking inside, we are calling for the higher octaves of the frequencies of Mars. And feel. For where there is Mars, there is action. And where there is action, there can be divine action. A stirring of the energy and willpower it takes to navigate change. The energy of Mars likes to win. So you can plant your seeds. What would you like to win here on this your earth? How would you like your societies to wake up? What are the systems that could use a boost of willpower in order to change for the highest good of all? Planting your seeds, your blessings, that they may be energized by the higher octaves of the action planet, the fire energy of Mars. And so we continue.
And Mars, a phrase used with Mars or a word used with Mars is courageous. And courageous comes from queer, meaning the heart. And so just something to add as we will our future is to will from the heart.
Beautiful.
So the next planet we'll call in is the planet Jupiter. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, goodwill.
And so asking inside, we are calling for the presence of Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Feel Perhaps you can feel the vast expansiveness of Jupiter, a gas giant. And if you get a chance, go and look at the new photographs being taken of this beautiful planet. Very good. Your
Mm.
Jupiter blessing you with these energies right now.
Jupiter is also called, oftentimes referred to as the Santa Claus of the universe. So feel the gifts that Jupiter brings.
And this would be a beautiful time to energize those intentions for what you would like to grow in your life, inviting the energy of Jupiter to assist with an effortless expansion.
Beautiful. And next we'll call for the planet of discipline, Saturn, calling for focus.
And so, asking inside, we are calling for the presence of Saturn. And again, feel a very different energy. Saturn.
Mm.
And so, what are the areas in your personal life that require dedication? You can invite yourself to align with the principles of hard work. For sometimes you can grow the fastest by aligning your efforts with your intentions, bringing heaven to earth.
Manifesting our dreams.
Indeed.
So next in line is the planet Uranus, the planet of revolution, change, awakening.
And so, asking inside, we are calling forth the rebel Uranus. And feel this, the energy of Uranus.
And next in line, waiting patiently, is the planet Neptune, the planet of spirit, higher wisdom, inner knowing.
And so, asking inside, we are calling for the presence of Neptune. And feel, once again, the energy gently shifting as Neptune brings its energy into this meditation. Very good.
And next, Pluto. Pluto, the planet of transformation.
Hmm. And so, inviting the energies of Pluto, we are calling forth Pluto. And feel. Pluto is known for being the god of the underworld, power, secrets, the shadow. But your Pluto also represents a connection to the deep unconscious, also represents a connection to the soul and the lessons that the soul has come to learn in this lifetime, as this one Linda likes to remind us. And so you can also invite this beautiful planet to energize humanity with its higher octave. And as it has just moved into Aquarius, you'll be energizing the full cycle of Pluto's movement through this humanitarian sign. And so just asking inside, Pluto, energize us through time and space with your higher nature, a connection to soul learning, soul growth, soul wisdom that humanity so desperately needs right now. A connection to the deeper meaning of what is unfolding and how to navigate it from a higher perspective. Yes, very good.
And I'm going to also call in the sun for everyone's personal sun sign, because that is the energy that you bring to the collective. So really strengthen the energy from your sun.
So we're asking inside, we are calling for the energy presence of the sun itself, and feel as the solar rays enter the deep presence of the now. And as you are energized by the sun, you can call upon the star system of your sun sign. For example, this one, Linda, born 0 degrees of Aries. She can call in the stars of Aries. This one, Julieanne and Prageet, born in Taurus, the Taurus sun. So just asking inside for your star sign to bring its presence also, and feel. Just imagining the rays of the sun shining through your individual uniqueness, empowering you to relax into more of who you truly are, to express yourself effortlessly, and in that effortlessness, your own higher nature shining through. Your own intelligence flowing like a stream of energy and information. Very good. And beloveds, we started this meditation experience talking about the energy of the very space that your solar system is moving through. And so first we invite you to ask inside for the energy presence of your solar system as a whole, including all of the asteroids, all of the planetary bodies that are just a little too small to be called planets. So just inviting and feel we are calling for the presence of our solar system. Very good. And now your Milky Way galaxy. Yes, you can invite the whole of your galaxy to bring its energy to you. Just relax. Imagine that you are looking upon the Milky Way on a clear night where you can see billions of stars. You can bathe in their starlight and just asking inside. We are calling for the presence of the Milky Way galaxy. And just feel this is your home in the universe, temporarily, in the Milky Way. And so your solar system is moving through your galaxy, and you're being energized by quadrants of space that are packed with high energy, packed with a unique energy system designed to assist in your awakening. It has been called the photon belt, but it is so much more than that. There is so much cosmic radiation that is actually designed to have an effect on consciousness. And so understand this deeply. You are being supported by the universe itself. And so we invite you just to ask inside for the background energy of the parts of space that you are moving through and have been moving through to come to you in a stronger way. So we are calling for the presence of the energy of space that supports awakening. And just feel. Relax and feel this. Your sun itself has been sending out solar flares, creating phenomena known as northern lights and southern lights. This your earth. And so feel as the sun also is contributing higher consciousness to this your planet Earth. And these contributions, they do not always feel easy, for your growth is about learning. And so often there needs to be a push, a confrontation, a growth edge in order to make the leap into your understanding, the leap into your higher consciousness. And so as you look about society these next weeks, months, and years, remember to see the places where the seeming chaos is the breaking down of the old, yes, but it is also planting and vitalizing the very seeds of the new that must emerge. So the imbalance, as it is seen and witnessed by millions, actually plants the very seeds for the balance that is yet to come. So this is what we would have you energize, always seeking the truth, the higher knowledge, the solutions amidst the chaos. There is so much more that is yet unseen that we cannot speak of, for it is for you to live into. But, beloved ones, know it well. There are states of consciousness coming for humanity that can and will change everything. They will unlock technologies that have been waiting in the wings, waiting not to be discovered. For so many of those discoveries have already been made, but have been waiting for humankind to reach a maturity so that you can use that wisely. And so, beloved ones, take heart in great honoring and in great respect. We will be with you, guiding you through. But even more than that, you, the higher you, will be with you. And so we wish for you now just to invite your own superconscious self, your higher self, if you wish, to be with you. And so we are calling for the presence of our own superconscious. And just feel this. This is you, the real you, saying, yes, we are here. We are far more than even you expect. Beautiful. And so just bringing your attention, your awareness to your own energy presence right now, feeling the vibration within and around your physical body. And when you are ready, slowly and gently, without rushing, gently coming back, having been touched by the higher consciousness of your solar system, your planets, and beyond. So, taking a deep breath, welcome back. That was beautiful.
Wow.
I think that's the strongest I've felt the planets when we've done this.
Yeah. Yes. It's it's such a powerful time. And bringing in the solar system, and there are so many new planets being discovered, there's and other heavenly bodies that are adding more detail to our lives. But the support and the wisdom that comes from these other places, other heavenly bodies, as humanity evolves, is exciting.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Um, the idea that one day we'll be exploring the galaxy and beyond is really cool. Um, like there's Nassim Haramein, who's the physicist who I love. He talks about this gravity control technology that can enable us to like not burn things in order to fly, but like have this totally different method. And we could like legitimately be like exploring and finding these like vast resources.
Mhm.
I mean, I saw on Instagram, so who knows if it's true, but I saw that there was a planet in the universe discovered that was made up of like essentially it was like a giant diamond, like 5 times the size of the Earth. So
Wow.
it's like when you think about these kinds of things, it like breaks scarcity mentality. And
Mhm.
what Nassim was saying is it's going to become less about like scarcity drives value. It's going to become creativity drives value,
Mhm.
which I think is such a beautiful shift.
Mhm. Yeah, there are many, many shifts in store.
Yes. So we want to like thank you all so much for being here. Ima is saying lots of beautiful messages coming from the solar system and the galaxy. That's exciting. Emma Louise saying, wow, you guys, that was amazing. Each planet felt so different to me. So, so cool. Saturn felt immense, like it was sitting on me, pushing me. Yes, that's totally like that. Saturn always feels really intense to me too. Like it's like,
Serious.
Jacqueline is saying, amazing and powerful energies tingling in my body. Wonderful. South Canterbury Tai Chi is saying, as you connected us to the sun, my son messaged me. The universe is fun. Very cute. Very cool. Cynthia saying, that was amazing. I just joined as you were connecting with the moon and all the planets. I have never experienced connecting with their energy before. Sweet. And Sophia saying, I exploded into amazing colors. Love it. Very, very cool. And Angela is saying, thank you so very much for the useful information and strong energy meditation. I felt some healing also. Lots of hugs. So sweet. So thank you all so much for being with us and for journeying through the solar system with us. It's very sweet. Ignacio saying, thank you, my first time here. Awesome, Ignacio. So before we go, I want to mention Linda's website and email. You can get in touch with her here at fullofgratitude@comcast.net. And her website is consciousawakeningcoach.com. So Linda, very, very special thank you.
Mm.
It's such a gift that you share these downloads of the astrology with us.
Mm.
And
Thanks.
I'll also share, yeah, anything else you want to say, Linda?
No, I just want to thank you and the work you're doing with Brigitte and we're all we're all contributing our piece and it's so exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to give you guys a sneak peek of some of the things we have coming up in January. Of course, we have the New Year live stream right around the corner with Cryon and Lee Carroll, and it's going to be called Journey. Oh man, Journey into the Soul. I'm still in the energies. And you can go to our website, thestargateexperience.com, and find information about that. Also, Linda mentioned the inner child work, and Alcazar, the Stargate's Guide, actually asked us to make that free for everybody. So you can also go to thestargateexperience.com and find the inner child work. And then, very exciting, in January, we have a collaboration with this being coming up, and this woman who channels him, Marilyn. And this is Zazar. And you're going to learn so much more about Zazar, but essentially, we're going to be doing a Stargate mini series that's all about connecting with our multidimensional selves, multidimensional realities, vast cosmic portals that essentially this is going to be a super fun, heart-centered exploration of multidimensionality. So you can go, and we're going to be starting that off with an interview so that you can get to know this being, and then a free live stream experience. So go to stargate.live/Cesar and you can sign up for that. And then we also have coming up a collab with my brother Andrew, who is like one of my favorite humans on the planet. He's my Aquarian brother I was telling you about. So we're going to be doing a live stream, like a free masterclass that's about how to use nutrition to support your awakening. So go to stargate.live/awakening dash nutrition and you can sign up for that also for free. And essentially, that's going to be an exploration of how do we support ourselves on all levels? How do we, when we're feeling a little bit low, come bring ourselves to a state where we feel more energized? If we're like feeling too stimulated, how do we bring ourselves down? How do we use various like nutritional supplements and things like this that are totally natural to essentially like have more choice and support ourselves on a physical level as we navigate awakening? And for me, this is something that I super believe in because it's like as we're on the frontier of consciousness expansion. It's like, how do we support ourselves on the most grounded levels so that we can understand how our bodies work to support our minds, to support our spirit? So it's going to be blasting off into an amazing new year. And thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Linda. Oh,
Thank
cool. Deb was saying
you.
one of her intentions was about nutrition. Yes. So
Yeah,
let's journey.
that's great. Yeah, and I just want to put in a word for Cesar
hmm
and a message from Cesar. I've been working with him for a bit,
hmm
and Cesar has been studying humanity for 150 years, and his message to us is to remember our magnificence. And so I think that's a beautiful way to celebrate this solstice.
Love it.
Yeah. I just want my final word was we change our future with our consciousness.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to mention something that's coming in later January. We don't have the pages ready for it yet, but we're going to be introducing you also to Xingfa and his wife Lena, and they are amazing. And so Xingfa is a Qigong master who's been training since he was 19, and he's accepted into the Shaolin Temple lineage. And I met him at the global gathering in Cause at the very end and bumped into him and started to chat. And his wife actually mentioned the Taoist stuff that he's into because he was saying that like I'm pure yin. I'm like very, very yin and Prageet is very, very yang. And so and like I'm young and he's an older gentleman and I'm female and he's male. And so it's like we're like this like yin yang balance that is really interesting and for the work that we're doing with energies and with Stargate. Um, so I've been working with him a bit, and he has some very interesting perspectives, and it's going to be sort of like Stargate meets like the lineages of the East. So, and Lena, his wife, channels the Indian devas. So it's going to be super amazing. I'm looking forward to sharing that with y'all too.
Uh,
So,
I just have one little quick thing for those of you in
yeah.
the Sacramento area. I'm president of
Hmm.
local, well, of the national and local NCGR group, and we're having an open house, and I'll be leading a experiential workshop, and it's free. So just go to ncgrsacramento.com, .org. Yeah,
Okay. ncgrsacramento.org. Anyone who's in
in
the
March.
Sacramento area.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Linda.
Okay, thank you. Happy holidays to everybody. Many blessings.
Okay. Yeah, happy holidays. Much love. Bye.